All right, y'all. Pull up a chair and grab your tea and put your bonnet on tight because we need to talk about Shopify. Yes, that Shopify. The start your business in 5 minutes, become a millionaire today. We support entrepreneurs. Shopify. Because baby, behind that clean white interface and pastel marketing, there is a mess. And they've been playing with people's money like it's a scratch off ticket. See, everybody online is always hyping Shopify like it's the promised land. Build your store today. Look how easy it is. Entrepreneur era. But what they don't hype is the part where Shopify can and does freeze your funds, hold your payouts, shut down your payment processor, and then pretend they don't know what happened. Child, Shopify be acting like the ex who takes your phone charger and swears it wasn't them. And I'm making this video before you even think about starting a Shopify store because the complaints are stacking up like overdue rent notices. A lot of business owners, especially small Black-owned brands, are coming forward saying Shopify held tens of thousands of their dollars. My payment processor disappeared overnight. Customer support keeps copy and pasting the same response. They use my sales to cover chargebacks without telling me. I lost customers because I couldn't fulfill orders. And Shopify knows exactly what they're doing because once they hold your money, they know most entrepreneurs don't have $5,000 to $20,000 sitting around to restock inventory. Your whole business stops. Your name gets dragged by customers. But Shopify, they're chilling, charging their subscription fee, sending those cute little "your store has visitors" emails like everything is fine. That story right there is the perfect example of how Shopify will play in your face, take your money, gaslight you, and then freeze your entire operation without warning. So before you sign up, before you pay that $39 a month, before you think you're about to drop a clothing line, watch this entire series. I'm breaking down how Shopify holds your funds, what their terms really say, and how to protect your business from being scammed by the platform you trusted to help you. Because Shopify might be for entrepreneurs, but they are also for profit. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, a creator, or somebody thinking about starting an online store, do not skip this series. It might save you thousands. Hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get into this Shopify madness because, baby, this one is wild.
Hey yo, we done with Shopify. It's 11:42 and I just got on my bed to talk to y'all about this, bro. Shopify think they real slick and they trying to play all of us for our cheese and for our money. And personally, I'm not gonna let it slide. So look, what happened about last year was I dropped my full zips. I made around $40,000, but I was running pre-orders. So I got a few chargebacks from those orders, of course. And then Shopify placed my funds on hold, which I wasn't tripping about. They said, hey, we gonna hold 10%, release it to you in 120 days. I was like, cool, no issue, you feel me? But then 120 days passed. And on that 121st day, instead of Shopify keeping their word and sending me my bread, they went on my account and removed my payment processor. So basically on the 121st day, I wasn't able to accept payments. I restocked some products at this time and I didn't even know that my payments weren't even working. So I lost more money from that too. But that's not even the big issue, right? It's been like 4 or 5 months since I actually dropped those products. So it's been more than 120 days. So I contacted support. I was like, yo, where my funds at? Y'all said 120 days, you feel me? Let's get it together. Why are they talking about we ain't got no funds for you? You don't got no funds for me? So I'm like, hold on, bro. Y'all said 120 days, y'all was gonna release my funds. So I need to see the statement of where y'all sent the funds to, type B. Why they say next, you did have the funds, but we used the funds to cover the disputes or chargebacks. And I'm thinking in my head, hold on, bro. So not only did you try to play me and remove my payment processor, you also trying to play me right now and claim that you used the $4,000 that you stole from me to handle my personal chargebacks. I didn't even have $4,000 worth of chargebacks. So where's my money at, bro? And then I'm sitting here thinking, even if I did have $4,000 worth of chargebacks, who are y'all to take my money and say, oh, I'm gonna spend it here without even communicating what was going on? Shopify is definitely playing us right now and they think they gonna get away with it. But I promise you, I'm not gonna let it slide. So I'm cooking up a mean lawsuit, you feel me? Putting all the details and everything in there, talking about how my business reputation went down because customers can't get their orders if y'all not giving me my bread. I can't come out of my pocket $20,000 for a bulk order. I can, I'm just not. I'd much rather wait till y'all release the funds that y'all supposed to release. But I'm cooking up a lawsuit right now, like I just said. Hopefully everything works and goes through. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna invest in some Shopify capital and use that money to catch a first class flight to the facility, to the headquarters. I want to speak to the CEO. And if he don't got no bread for me, I don't even want to know.
Now hold up. I have a quick sponsor moment, so don't roll your eyes. This one actually helps your pockets, okay? Now, if you're tired of Shopify playing with your livelihood and you want to build something real, something you control, check out Wealthy Affiliate. You learn how to build a real online business without depending on these platforms that think your money is their money. You get training, support, hosting, and most importantly, freedom without the funny business. The link is in the pinned comment section below, so click on it and start for free. But back to the show.
Even though I've already expressed my communicator on a earlier communication what I feel about Shopify, okay? My shoemakers are in 3 places. My shoemakers are in Spain, Valencia, to be specific. They are in Transylvania, okay, and they're in Turkey. Yeah, I have 3 shoemakers that make handmade shoes for me. Now, they all use Shopify. They tell me before we start we can use Shopify. Now, that's not been a problem. The longest we've had to wait to get paid was I think a week, okay? And that's when we first started. Normally, it takes about 3 days. I had no idea, but recently, and when I say recently, over the last 2 months, it's been crazy. So I have 40, I stopped my Shopify at 40 orders. I had 40 orders that were clogged in here that weren't paying. And this is how I do it. Well, this is how Shopify does it. Shopify says if it's a good credit card or not. And then they tell you go ahead and send the items. Well, for me, it's not a sin because it's a custom item. I have to have them made. So I have to pay for it. So when they say your credit card is good, I pay for it. And so those orders are out of my wallet, right? After not receiving anything. What's really crazy is that, and again, I hadn't talked to Shopify in years. Over the last few months, they don't have a phone number anymore. So you can't even talk to anybody. And the communication inside the Shopify item is ridiculous. And I'm telling you guys all this for a reason. So in other words, they never really say anything. They just, we're moving it forward. They never give you an answer and say, well, you'll be getting paid in such and such time. So then you begin to contact my customers. So I begin to contact customers, and customers say, well, Mr. Reed, the credit card went through and blah, blah, this and so. And I tell them over the last 3 weeks because, I said, hey, call your credit card company, cancel it. Because we hadn't gotten anything, okay? And then pay us, through PayPal or whatever, right? So recently, this is what Shopify did. They tell the credit card company the people didn't get their items. So it's a chargeback. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, that's not what it was. You didn't pay us like you're supposed to pay us. So, and here's the thing about it. First of all, that's fraudulent. The second part of it is you're ruining companies. Now, you're not going to ruin my company, but you're ruining companies. And so, again, I've never investigated this. So Mr. Reed is really good at investigating. The first thing I look at is lawsuits. Shopify has lawsuits about this starting probably about 2019. But more recently, 2024, end of 2024, beginning of 2025, it's gotten worse. And they even had a phone number until the end of 2024. They no longer have a phone number. The reason I say this ain't because of me. Okay, I'll be fine. And I've worked out everything with all my people. Okay, this is happening with all corporate America. I'm telling y'all what's happening. See, first of all, none of these organizations were ever needed. They were meant to subsidize originally people who didn't have strong credit. And then they began to replace other things, okay? My credit is amazing, company and personal, and everybody around me. The issue is, now that they've taken other places, now they do business overseas. So instead of the main companies you deal with, you're dealing with them. So now it's essentially another charge you have to pay. So I'm sitting here looking at this. I have to, because of the chargeback, I got to pay an extra $15 on each thing, right? First of all, it's not real money, okay? The only people that are exchanging anything and paying anything is me and the customer. Shopify ain't doing a motherfucking thing. I apologize to the people that had to go through this because I still had this site up, but it's a site that I had to use for my clients. For my manufacturers. But I've cut it off and told them and talked to them. You know, what I want to do if something doesn't start happening soon, and anybody that's listening to me, if Shopify eventually pays me, well, they're not gonna pay me now because everything's been charged back. But if they would eventually pay me, I would have sent the money back to y'all. But we're in a really crazy time. And see, I recognized when I made the first statement about Shopify, this is some of this shit, y'all are used to it. Like, this is normal. This ain't normal in business. It's just not. This is so fraudulent. This is like go before Congress kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easily proven. I got conversation between me and my customers back and forth. Like, they know I haven't been paid. They can see my shit. It actually shows you how much you've been paid. And why are you waiting a month, 2 months to pay people for stuff you told them they can go ahead and send? So what are they waiting for? It doesn't take a month to evaluate if a payment is good or not. Banks don't do that. So I don't understand. And it's little amounts of money. Y'all don't understand. At some point, nowadays, $2,000, you got to wait 3 weeks or 2 weeks to see if it's real or not. I'm talking about at a bank. That's not normal. That's not normal. But this is the issue. First of all, let me explain something to y'all. Y'all keep talking about cryptocurrency. You wonder why I don't say anything. Can I tell y'all something? Everything has always been cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just a name for PayPal and banks and all these other people. Our money has always been crypto because it never had any value. It was never real currency. Okay, it was an exchange of numbers, right? And they have to count all the numbers on the bills before they say, okay, this is good. And then where they come from. Okay, why does the Fed send this money out? That's all they're doing. But this is crazy and it's fraudulent. And I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Because I've seen nice size, because there's a reason they deal with small companies. Because small companies can't afford to fight them, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's another reason. I should have been smarter than this anyway. When I started my shoe company, I fucked up, okay? But I won't be using this anymore. If any of you want to buy shoes, and I've already sent out a mass email, if any of you want to buy shoes, contact me by email, sales@lacour.com. But don't use that site. Don't use this. I really don't know what I'm going to do about this. It might just be a write-off for me. But most of the people's shoes I've already ordered. And a lot of them have been gracious and cool. But yeah. And the crazy thing about it begins this, if you're a simple person, it begins to think, okay, well, Mr. Reed, this said, man, get out of here. You can look me up online. I don't have there's nobody looking for me that I owe money. Nobody. And trust me, when you start taking from people, yeah, you develop a reputation. I don't have one. Nowhere. Big business, small business, I don't give a fuck what it is. You give me $10, it's right where I say it is. But this is stupid. Just wanted to share that with y'all.
Shopify isn't just a platform. Shopify is a trap. And too many new business owners are walking right into it. So I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know before you give this company your time, your money, or your entire business. Because Shopify is holding people's funds, running surprise deductions, hiding behind confusing terms, and leaving small business owners stuck. Shopify will let you start a store in 5 minutes. But they won't tell you that they can freeze your money for weeks or months with zero warning. You can fulfill every order, ship everything on time, and still get hit with a sudden, your payouts are on hold due to a risk review. The crazy part, they won't tell you what risk. They won't give you a timeline, and they won't give you a real human to talk to. Meanwhile, your customers are waiting, your bills are due, and your whole business stops. And Shopify still collecting their monthly fee.
So if you guys have Shopify, you need to listen to this. I did a drop today. I went and I looked at my balance when I was done. It was only $100 more than it was, like, give or take, when I started the day. So I was like, damn, I must have got a lot of sales through PayPal. Let me go see how much is in my PayPal balance. Nothing came through PayPal. Whatever. Okay, I must have got a lot of them through ShopPay because ShopPay takes a while. Now, if you're wondering, like, why, I get paid within a few hours. Okay, there's some program, I don't know what it is. I get paid within a few hours of my sales. I start looking through, my money is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. It doesn't show up in my balance. It doesn't show up in my payout. It's gone. Like, it just doesn't fucking exist. So I start going through, and the first 4 orders that I got this morning, nowhere. Every order that I got after that today is in my balance account. I contact customer service. They tell me, they told me that they don't have anything to do with it, basically, because it's my bank, that my bank is taking too long to process it. My bank's not involved. It goes to the balance account in my Shopify. They told me, because I found another one, just a random one. I'm just looking randomly, not even today, just a random one, another one that's missing, They don't know where it's at. It's from the 14th. They don't know where it's at. They think that maybe they feel like it could be because that order is unfulfilled. Since when does an unfulfilled order have anything to do when we get paid on Shopify? That's news to me. They told me that it could just take a few days. I will post a screenshot. I'm missing a few $100 and they don't know where it's at. They're going to have to escalate it to somebody else and contact me by email. So pay attention to where all of your stuff is going. Track every single one. I am going to have to spend hours going through every single order, trying to find every single payout. And I know some of you are like, keep better track of your money. I know, I got it. But it can be difficult when money is coming in and out. You're getting orders, you're buying supplies. It's just coming and going. Sometimes it just gets by you. And now nobody knows where my money is.
Let me break it down. Shopify basically gives themselves the right to hold your money indefinitely, keep a percentage of your sales, freeze your account at any time, decide that you are high risk even if they approved you, and not tell you why. Now, the terms are written so they have all the power and all the control, and you, the business owner, are left with nothing but guesswork. They don't have to prove fraud, and they don't have to show evidence, and they don't even need a complaint. They can just suspect something and pause your entire income.
Joe, you on your own, think about it. You on your own, Joe. I'm so sorry. You on your own. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Now, here's where it gets even uglier. Shopify is hitting businesses with random chargeback deductions, even when the customer never requested a chargeback, because Shopify uses automated systems. If the system flags an order as risky, Shopify can deduct money from you preemptively.
Awful. It's awful.
They're basically telling you, we think this might be a chargeback, so we're going to take the money now, just in case. But half the time, the customer never disputed anything, the product wasn't returned, and the seller never gets the money back. This is why so many Shopify store owners wake up to random $50 deductions, $200 deductions, entire week's worth of sales gone overnight.
I gave everything that I had. I poured my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game, and
this is digital robbery, and it's happening every single day. Now, here's how to protect yourself before you get caught up in the Shopify web. Number one, don't use Shopify payments alone. Use PayPal, Stripe, or a merchant account you can control. 2, document everything. Tracking numbers, fulfillment dates, screenshots, customer messages, keep it all. 3, don't scale too fast. When your sales spike fast, Shopify, they flag it. Grow steady and not explosive. Number 4, have a backup store on another platform. Big retailers do it all the time. Small creators need to do it too. 5, watch every single video in this series because I'm exposing all of this step by step. So stay tuned. Now, Shopify isn't your business partner. It's not your friend, and it's not your easy money machine. It's a corporation, and they protect themselves first. So if you're thinking about starting a business on Shopify, or you already did, you need to know what they're doing behind the scenes. Stay tuned for the next video in this series because I'm exposing the part Shopify really doesn't want you to know.